All right, guys, we're back today shooting another podcast with Justin. Just going to be some rambling thoughts. Don't have anything specific we want to cover. How you doing today, man?
Doing good. How are you?
Doing good. Loving this weather. The sun's out. It's been raining a lot. Glad to see the sun shining. A lot of the rain's hard on our industry.
Yeah, it stinks. It's been raining for like 2 weeks here. Spring weather.
Yeah. So what's been good in your life? What's going on?
We're doing some T-ball at home right now. That's been really fun. Counting runs this year, so it's a big difference. Work's been really good. Like I said, besides this rain, we've had a really good year in sales. So work's going good. T-ball's going good. Moved into the house, so that's good. Been a great year so far.
Awesome.
How about you? You get your yard fixed?
No, it's still a big mess. Waiting on it to dry out so I can do the final grade and get grass seed in and hopefully get some grass growing again. My entire house is surrounded by mud. But I did fix the water issue. All the water's running off my backyard the way I wanted it to. So that's good. Just playing golf, loving golf right now. Playing 72 holes this weekend. So that was fun.
That's a lot of
tournament.
golf.
Yeah. Or a 4-man scramble, yeah. Came in dead last. Somebody has to.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's what I did.
Yeah, I get to go to Valhalla Players Championship this weekend. I'm pretty pumped. Dad got tickets. Well, we won the or whatever it's called. You like put your name in, and it like allows certain people. It's like a lottery, and so we bought tickets like a year ago. So we've been looking forward to it for a long time.
That'd be fun. Get to see Tiger play.
Yeah, man. I'm pumped up.
Yeah.
Pumped up.
Heck yeah.
Nostalgic.
That's awesome. Work-wise, what's new and exciting?
I'd say the big thing this year for us has been turnkey commercial work. We've had a lot of big commercial projects come through, and we've been fortunate enough to pick up some people that know how to do a lot of stuff. They have a good knowledge in a lot of construction, not just pole barns. So
Right.
we've been able to offer turnkey work, and it's been really good for us. It's helped our revenue a lot this year. So
Yeah.
very excited to see where that could go.
That mic moves, you know that, right? You can lean back and get comfortable.
I'm most comfortable probably setting up.
And whatever works, I just wanted to point that out.
I hate that I can't see Doug's face. I don't know why.
He's zoned out on his phone. You're good. Yeah, I'm really excited about that too. I think it's really a niche that needs filled, and I think we're the company to do it. And it's pretty fun building these unique projects: vet clinics, churches, church dining halls, firework warehouse, or something like that. What is it? A firework?
It's a mix between fireworks storage / I think he owns a liquor store, so I think he's going to sell fireworks out of there in July and then store liquor in there. I don't think it's a good combination.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a bad combination.
Hey, we just build them. We don't.
And then also a carpet warehouse. It's all just neat stuff we're getting into. It's really exciting.
Yeah, getting to meet some cool people. It's cool to see local businesses expanding in the area, providing jobs in the area, but it's just cool to meet more local people. Everybody's within 100 miles of us, so it's good to expand that outreach and be able to provide a service that is needed. You're right.
Yeah.
It's commercial work it is a niche because you have a lot of people doing smaller jobs and a few people doing really big jobs. Filling that like in between, there's just not that many people out there. So happy that we're able to provide that service for people.
How do you feel our culture's done, and where do we stand in all that now? I'd like to hear your perspective.
The one thing that I feel like the culture, if you want to know how your culture is, just walk out into the office and talk to people. I feel like everyone in that office is a mix of what our culture is. We have a culture meeting every Monday morning, and you can talk about whatever you want in that meeting, but where your real culture lies is how your employees interact with each other and what that vibe is, and I just could not be happier with where we're at right now. Like you said, we've been through a lot. We've been through our business burning down. We've moved to Tennessee in spite of, or not in spite of that, because of that.
Yeah.
And then we were able to build back, and then our sister company was here for a while that y'all started. And then we were able to move back once they got a location built. So there's just been a lot of moving parts, a lot of learning, and where we're at right now, I just couldn't be happier with it. Like it's the same faces for the most part that we've had here since before the building burned.
Yeah.
And it's really cool to see that loyalty. And you know, when you go to work, pretty much everyone has a family that they have to provide for. That's why everybody works, the ultimate. And when someone comes to work for us, they're basically saying, we trust you, that you're stable enough to provide us a job that's going to be, and to go through so many like pretty big ordeals that could put a lot of businesses out of business, and for them to show up week after week, good attitude, interact with everybody good. It's really amazing. It's really cool.
Yeah, I think the true test of a culture in a group, a team, is when things are really high, when the tension is high, stress is high, and you can turn in on each other and pick each other apart. And it's been really cool to see everybody pull together, have each other's back, fight for each other and fight for the business and the culture. And I think of Keystone, the team, it is a business, but it's more than that to everybody here. I truly believe. I think it's, everybody throws a work family term around loosely, but it is in a sense that these are more than just, hey, this guy takes care of logistics and project management, and this guy sales. It's like, it is that, but it's more than that. It's, this is my brother, sister, whatever. I'm willing to go fight for them. I feel like I'm not phrasing it the best, but
yeah, I know what you mean. It is a lot of time in a lot of workplaces. You get you kind of have a group of work friends, and you kind of have a group of your own personal friends, and so quickly here that became the same group of people for me.
Yeah.
So it's not like hearing you say, hey, it's my work family. Like there's still a stigma on it that is like, that's my family while I'm at work. But like if I got remarried, if we redid our vows, like my groomsmen party would be different. There's people here that I would want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
That's how important they are to me in my life.
Yeah.
So
no, absolutely.
It's different. It's like immersing your personal and your work life all into one, and it's just your life now. There's not a work or a personal life. It's just merged.
Yeah. And another thing I've been, you gonna grab that?
No, I'm not gonna answer it.
If Larissa would do her job.
Hey, I should. Nobody's gonna answer it. Well, too late now. Sorry about that, Doug. Back to regular scheduled programming.
But, we're talking about the work family and the dynamic and the culture here and how much we love our team, and the team, everybody loves working together, and there's very little friction, and it's just really fun. But I think it's really, really in the last year starting to come through to the customer, how much we really want to do a good job for our customers. I'm trying to decide if I should get that. Like, we really want to do a good job for our customers. We've been getting so many good reviews and happy customers. And that's the thing I think I love about this team too is, we're not just in it for selfish reasons. And I say we loosely because I'm not even in the day-to-day anymore, but seeing how much the team goes to fight for the customer, to make sure we do the right thing, to make sure we get them the best end results. And, there's unreasonable people. You're never going to make everybody happy, but so many of our customers, I'm hearing such positive feedback. It makes me so happy. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it was really cool. The other day we had a dispute, kind of like it was one of our sales guys and me actually. I was arguing with him about something on a contract, and it was basically like I was arguing with the customer. I was like, "Hey, this is how it needs to be." And Clark was like, "No, that's not right. This is how it should be." And we were going back and forth. But what was really cool about that whole situation is I'm trying to protect Keystone, and he works for Keystone, and he's trying to protect the customer.
Yeah.
And we were able to come to a really good agreement. But the point is that that customer has no idea how hard Clark is fighting for him.
Yeah.
And there's just no interest in it for Clark. Clark's been, paid his commission. He's kind of out of it, but he's still fighting for the customer. It's just more than selling a building to people for us. It's really about a service. It's just making an impact on people. Like it's more than just business to us. We're just trying to change what doing business means.
Right.
And we want to change what that public thought is when someone says it's just business.
Yeah, that's a great example. And I think it's just the team here taking pride in what we do. There's an element of that. It's all combined, but I think there's an element of we want our customers to be happy and take pride in the fact that our customers are happy. Mm-hmm. Take pride in the fact that we built the best building we possibly could for the customer. And, that's just it's just bred into the DNA here. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, I love that. I love where we're going and how much of it is just, like I said, it's in the key, like it's in our DNA, like that's who we are. We want to glorify God, treat people fairly, people over profit, starting with our employees and the employees taking care of customers, and it's just all encompassing, I think is the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, it's really neat to see just how often that happens. That's just an example. That happened last week, but that happens on so many projects. I've argued with Doug over here behind the camera. I've argued with him about projects, and I fought with you about, we're always on whatever. There's always someone on each side. There's never a one-sided, we gotta go back to the customer and charge them more or whatever. There's always someone arguing for, like, a devil's advocate. Like, are we really doing the right thing?
Creates a balance.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. You got to have that balance of, like, are we really doing the right thing? And that's what I love about, well, you got a saying about this is not top-down leadership. It's
front to back.
Front to back. Like, we're all on a level playing field. And if we feel like, we have 4 decision filters: God, people, quality, profit. And we make them in that order. And if somebody sees a decision being made that they don't feel like is following that order, anybody has the right to call them out. And I feel like that those conversations is the product of that filter being used. Like, hey, this is not, this may benefit Keystone, but at what cost?
Right.
And that's not who we are. It's not who we want to be. So,
yeah, I like to think about that. I haven't thought about that recently. I'm glad you brought it up. We tend to think of structure in a company from top-down leadership, and owners and CEOs and stuff have ultimate power. And they get to hold everybody else accountable, but no one gets to hold them accountable. But our cause, our why, is God first, people first, business. And that's, everyone's accountable to that. No one gets a pass, and anybody gets to hold everybody accountable to that. And you still need structure to run the company, but our cause is still the overarching ultimate authority. And if it don't fit within that, let's have an argument. Let's talk it out. Let's figure it out.
100%. It's really cool and really hard too.
Yeah.
Like, it's so difficult. It'd be so much easier not to do it, but it just wouldn't feel right.
I think that's why I like the way our core values are laid out with humility in the middle. There's 5, but humility's third. And it is the oil that keeps the gears turning, because you have to have humility to run a company in that way, because your ego is going to get stepped on. Your toes are going to get stepped on. You're going to get called out, and you have to lay aside that pride, ego, and just stay humble and stay dedicated to that cause, no matter what the cost.
Right. Yeah, it is. It's really difficult. It's so hard. It's hard to do that.
Yeah.
At some point you're supposed to listen, man. Just do what I said, but it's not. It really does. Like, if you. There's a saying that everyone needs a jerk friend, and to me that's the same thing. Like, you need that. Everyone needs a jerk friend to tell them when they're being a baby, or when they're they're not afraid to hurt your feelings, to tell you the truth, and that's kind of how we operate. Like, I'm not gonna not say it because I'm afraid it might hurt your feelings, or I'm not afraid to lose my job if I'm fighting for our why, or I feel like our filters are not being used properly. Like that, it's just not a fear I have, because I know that this company is based around a certain belief system, and if it doesn't, then I don't want to work here. So
right.
If it gets me fired, then what,
But
what am I here for anyway?
But we go through even firing in a way that it don't allow for that. Like, I love that, because you give people the opportunity to correct course, and you get multiple people involved, and there's no emotional, hey, you're fired because I don't like what you just did. It's we have a process to follow here.
Right.
Like, we need to call them out, and we give you a chance to fix it, and we need to talk to other people and get perspective, and come back to it next week, and the next week, and the next week, and give them. So I think that creates the trust, knowing that you're not going to get fired for stepping on someone's toes. And even if you did step on someone's toes in the wrong way, you're going to get a chance to make it right. You're not going to just get kicked out. Like,
something Dad likes to say a lot is there's no, what does he say? There's no agenda.
yeah.
Like, there's not an agenda. Everything is on the table. This is who we are, and that's all there is. There's no agenda like I'm doing this to try to get this out of them, or whatever. There's just nothing like that. It's all
mind games and manipulation.
Yeah, it's just genuine. It's just genuine. That's who I am.
If I buddy up to this person, I'll get what I want, and then I'll talk bad about this person. Like, one thing I've learned in my short time of doing this, 8 years, 6 years, whatever it's been, if you can stomp out gossip, that's the first step in getting rid of agendas. And the way to do that is, if someone comes to me and says, hey, did you hear about Doug? I'd be like, well, you go tell Doug, or I'm going to go tell Doug.
He is not lying. I can't tell you how many times he's thrown me under a bus.
And when you do that enough times, it just squelches that. No, it's no fun to just talk crap about people. Like, it's like, let's go to the root of the problem.
Well, it's just not productive.
Yeah. Like, but a lot of times we do that with either agenda, or we are masking our own insecurities by talking bad about someone else.
I know y'all have seen Dexter on the podcast before, but that's something that one of the owners, Leon, will do to Dexter. It's so much fun. Dexter will say something like, he'll just say anything, and Leon will be like, just explain that real quick. And Dexter will be like, well, dang, I didn't expect nobody to call me out on it. So,
yeah.
I mean, I can count on two hands how many times he's done that. It's just, and it's nothing bad. It's just like, hey, I'm not going to let you just say stuff. Like, you need to say what you mean and be able to back it up.
Say what you mean and mean what you say, yeah. And we're all human. We err from that, but that's the quickest way to get it back on track is like, oh, you're going to talk trash about your teammate to me? Well, let's go talk to him together and air this out and be done with it.
Yep.
Don't put fuel on the fire by listening to them, encouraging and asking questions. Just be done with it.
It's crazy how quickly it fixes problems too, because you kind of take it for granted after a while. Because I don't remember the last gossip that we even had. Like, everybody here is just so open. Like, when Larissa's mad at us, everybody knows. You know, she's not hiding it.
Yeah.
And I just remember some of our salesmen that are even here today, like when they first started, we had a couple issues, set them down, we talked about it. They were super humble about it. They worked on it, didn't get really solved. We talked to them again, and a month later, it's like it's just gone.
Yeah.
But we don't realize like how, because it stinks calling someone out. Like, it's not fun. And it's not fun to even take Jim into Doug's office and say, all right, Jim said this, Doug, you said this, y'all fight.
Yeah.
You better be good.
But it needs to happen.
But it needs to happen, but it stinks doing it. But the product is so worth it. It's like working out for a year. It sucks every day that you go, but after a year, when you see that transformation, it's so worth it.
Right.
And like, we just don't have those issues anymore about gossip here, or these people, or there's a clique. That's my least favorite. Like, these three people, besides Larissa and Dana, but these three people are gonna.
Yeah, we need to work on that.
No, I'm just kidding. But there's just none of that anymore, and you don't realize it because, I don't know, it's just what we're accustomed to. So it's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I forget some way back when we first started trying to change the culture at Keystone, and just some of the petty drama that happened on a daily basis that was just normal. And it just, I take it for granted that we don't have that now. I'm so thankful. So thankful for the team we have, the maturity the team shows, the willingness to grow and be humble and be called out. It's really amazing.
It's cool.
It's a God thing, man. I want to really acknowledge it for what it is. It's like following godly principles gives, like, you reap what you sow, and it's so cool to see it all play out over the years.